Happy Friday, Scrap Masters. It is week number 20. Are you ready to see what the dice and color spinner have to offer us in our random block making? I certainly am. Let's get started. And welcome back to So Well with yours truly, Rob Appell. I am so blessed to see all of you. And if it is a Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and you're watching this as the premiere, please join us in the chat, visit with all of our friends out there, and let us know how you're doing with the Scrap Masters, the Series 2, and what you think now of the quilt as it's really starting to come together. I actually have it looks like 16, but it's actually 15 blocks on the wall. One's hidden out of the corner, 4 on the table, which is the 19. And like I said, we're going to generate block number 20 right now. I forgot something. I'm just kind of like maybe sneaking in when he's not looking. Maybe I'll just kind of go. No, I didn't. There it is. Fantastic. Okay, that's right. We're going to use our color wheel and our 2 different die, 6-sided, 20-sided, and the free pattern that you may get from my website. Link is in the description below. And yes, you kind of have to go through my shopping cart, but it is free. It's just the best way I know how to offer the PDF downloads on robappell.com. Check it out. Things are going great. I am loving the branding here. I appreciate all of you for subscribing to So Well. I know you've been following me for years, and it is so fun to have this be my own channel where I get to do it all from the ground up, and we're growing leaps and bounds each and every day, and I'm so blessed. That is because of all of you and your support. So iron is hot. We probably won't need this 1/4-inch guide for a few minutes. Let's see what we're making today, folks. Week number 20, block number 1. I feel like we haven't done a 1 in a while. Oh, this is great. Okay, so we're going to kind of do the fun checkered chain block with flying geese I created. Let's not forget, as we get started today, if you're brand new, we have one rule, and there are really no rules. So following that as our master plan, let's see what we end up with here. Block 1, what color are we going to be guided by? I love this part. Ooh, yellow. Okay, we've got a good amount of yellow, but we can always use more. Hey, there's nothing better than a little cheddar in a quilt, I was told a million years ago. Thank you very much, Peggy Craig. Okay, so yellow scrap block number 1. How many fabrics can I use? I'd like about 12 today. It feels like a good number to me. Oh, I got close. Lucky number 11. I love it. Okay, so we're using 11 different fabrics with yellow as our base. You know me, I am also challenging myself by using some of my new low volume neutrals, the groundworks here. And yes, folks, I have ordered. I will have very soon for all of you to purchase on robappell.com my fabrics, the new worlds, the newer worlds, the newest worlds, and the neutral worlds we call groundworks. So anyways, I'm going to use my yellow version today. That leaves me 10 more fabric choices. And I'm liking the way some of these background blocks are integrating. So let me see if I can find maybe another 2-ish colors from this to kind of play within my yellows. Let's do a bright, and this one, I know they probably look similar on camera, but they are different. There. And if that's 4, I still have 5 more other colors to choose from. And let's push, we've got a lot of yellow, green, yellow, blue. This is fun now because we do have some of the blocks on the wall, and you can see each week, even though I change them, they're starting to tell a story. So I think I'm really just going to go with the fabrics that I want to use today visually with this. And of course, I love my stripe here. So let's use this and this. Ooh, and maybe we can do this and this. So that was 4, that I'm in 8. So I can actually do 9. 10, and I'm going to drop, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, perfect. So there's my 11 for now. And really, today's going to be pretty easy sewing because there's so many of our 2.5-inch squares. So let's go ahead and break this out, and let's see this week if I can keep it straight. Now, I know last week it started off as what sounded like a mental disaster, but lots of comments, especially on the Sew Well Facebook group. Please join if you have not already. We have the private Facebook group, Sew Well Rob Appell. Answer the 3 questions. I will let you in. And check this out, though. So yeah, the color combination ended up working out really well. And like I was starting to say, I think this is going to be a great blender block. As you can see, it's already working great up on the design wall here. So with that said, now I want to choose these blues as my darks. These will be my mediums. So let's go ahead and integrate. Of my darks, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's only 3 half square triangle setups with these 3-inch squares here. And I'm going to pair one of my low volume. Oh, wouldn't this be fun? I've got a different idea. We'll use the same low volume. I think we're going to use the same low volume in the squares around, but we're going to use these yellows as the counterparts to my darks and my mediums. This will be great. Okay, so that means you're going to be squared, so you're going to get 1 here, 1 here. These are my darks, so I'm going to add the darker of my 2 yellows. So those are half square triangles to be, right sides together. Each one of those will yield 2, so that's the 6 there. And now we'll do the same for our medium combos. Oh, that could use a pressing. Okay. And boop, boop, boop. And the stripe, of course, that was the one I was so excited about originally. And then let's come back in and add that to the print here. That'll make that nice and light. And then why don't we go ahead and use that there. So again, that should really build out all of the half square triangles. And then I'm going to need 4, 8, 12, 16, plus another 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Maybe we don't even have these. Let's count them out before we get too carried away. Stack them in groups of 6 so I can cut the corners off. Might as well make them all right sides up at this point for easy organization. I'm afraid that's going to be a lot of these, folks. So maybe we do. There's 6. It's another 6. Maybe we'll do 18 and then we'll mix and match the other ones. Afraid that might not work though. That might like bring your eye where you don't want it. So let's just keep moving forward with what we thought we were going to do to begin with. It's one of the best parts about quilt making is, I think, starting with a plan, but being flexible. That's the carefreeness in what we do here. Okay, I believe that's 6, might be 7, wouldn't be terrible. I'm going to have enough. Let's just do it with all 24 of these today. So I'm going to prep these down, cutting them down with my ruler now off of that corner to 2.5-inch squares. Just makes it so much easier to do it all this way, folks. Excellent. So we'll move that back over there. We know we can move these out of the way for now. We'll put them back in our golden tray of scrap excellence. Boy, isn't that a beautiful place to be over there. Thank you to the folks in Fallbrook for a wonderful trip and a wonderful series of workshops, trunk shows. I got to do some tattoos. Home tattoo procedure, including quilting. We won't say where we're at. But can we get at least a smile? Sure. There. Yes, the chicken in rain boots is doing amazing on my social media. I'm really enjoying everybody's comments. Thank you very much. But I did leave my favorite rotary cutter in my workshop, I believe, down there. So if you've seen my Quilter Select rotary cutter, Penny, Dixie, any of you down there, please let me know and I'll pay you for the shipping. That cutter is rad and I'd love to have it back. I could probably get another one. I know the lady who makes them. She doesn't make them. She just hands them out when I go to visit. Alex, I love you. How you been, friend? Hopefully you're watching today too. Of course, like Alex Anderson's watching my show. Who do I think I am? All right. So again, just trimming down all 24 of what will be our square units for today using the 2.5 inch angle. They are straight angle, I should say. Cutting those down real easy like. So those will be ready to rock and roll. Now we're going to make our half square triangles. Same formula as usual, which is I've got the seam tape on the bed of my machine. I'm going to eyeball corner to corner, and I'm really kind of watching this corner come through down here. Then we're just going to chain piece. I'm going to grab all of them, well, one of them at a time, and follow that same step all the way through. But one side of each set, then we'll cut them, rotate them, and do it all over again. Then just kind of using my eyeball as much as the tape. Now at this point, once those are all made, then again, using the edge of my machine, just slicing them down. Then I'm going to make a little bit of room so we can see what we're working on here. Use a straight edge to cut these apart. You can eyeball it, and I often do, but for safety, we might as well just go this route here. Once I've used those, then I'll use something like my slotted trimmer, and just gonna go ahead and lay my 2.5 inch dotted line slightly above the stitches there. And I like to cut both edges, and then I just eyeball for my dog ears. And folks, again, those of you who are new to maybe the brand, the channel, all of that, I've got some of my greatest hits videos that I have been integrating into our So Well channel here on YouTube. And so I'm building out some playlists, some sewing, some quilting 101, I guess I should say, and then also some fun. I'm working on them for my Super 60 setups, but really mostly for the workshops I'm doing. So I'm traveling, teaching a lot. I'm so grateful, so blessed to be on the road. Like I said, I was in Fallbrook last week. Of course, pre-shower, early morning, but just wanted to say hello to everybody and thank the Fallbrook Quilters for inviting me down. This is going to be a wonderful few days. Like I said, I get to do my trunk show today. Tomorrow I have a few tattoo clients, and then on Saturday I'll do the Wonky Log Cabin workshop. So really excited. If you're also interested, I just posted that video on my YouTube channel as well, the Wonky Log Cabin 2.0. Check it out. I think you'll all love it. Oh, I just came out to move my truck around. Look at that, there's a coyote checking me out. Tailless, that's Bob the tail, and there's 3 of them. So if this is my last video ever shot, it's because I got attacked by a pack of coyotes. Yeah, sorry you didn't get to see that, but there was 3 of them running up and down the road, so I'm gonna hang out here as I make breakfast and see if I can get us some better footage of these wild dogs. Absolutely love getting to do this. It's so fun, and the scenery this morning is beautiful. The temperature is perfect. It's about 68 degrees out. I've got 2 suitcases loaded with quilts and a wonderful few days with this group, and it's just so much fun to get to do these kinds of things. So again, thank you to all of you who offer me these opportunities, and I shouldn't maybe be driving and doing this at the same time. We are looking sharp in Fallbrook today. Look at this. We've got our samples laid out. We're using dry erase today. This will be fun. Those of you in Hawaii last month, yes, I'm still using the caffeinated samples. Those have been coffee colored, coffee stained. Why not? We've got a full house. They're powering up. Oh, did I catch you eating? Oh. Cookies, Mark. There's cookies here. And yes, I would like my rotary cutter back. The other thing, is I get ready to head to and actually pre-recorded this week as well because I'm heading to Oregon. I'll be up in the suburbs of Portland area and would love to offer to tattoo anybody that's available up there. I've got a little bit of flexibility in my schedule, so you can reach out. rob@robappell.com is my email, and we can maybe set up an appointment. I already have a few booked, so I'm excited about that. Thank you to those who've already reached out. I'm gonna start pressing these to the dark side while we visit and talk about some of those other wonderful things out there that we are grateful for. Like I said, been on the road a lot. The prototype test trip of Sanford, the vehicle, the sewing Sequoia was fantastic, and I'm really excited about that. And feeling very blessed about the different videos we have available and the different workshops coming up. So I was starting to say I built a playlist for the workshop videos so that when I come out and visit, either beforehand or after, you can watch the videos for the classes you will be taking, and that'll help a lot. I'm also putting up some fun with the applique and just having a great time kind of going through myself, looking at the classic videos as well as making new ones. There's a lot of questions, what's going on? Yes, I'm making new ones. I want to do something fantastic about barn quilts. I've got this affection for barn quilts right now, and I was hoping to do some of that work this week as I travel through Oregon, and I still may, but we're expecting some pretty nasty weather. So at any rate, we'll stay updated for that. We won't miss Scrap Masters next week, but we may, and I probably will, have to have a plan B in place because as I was hoping to be sewing in the great outdoors based on today's weather check, it looks like it's going to be soaking in the great outdoors instead. Lots of weather coming, and we need the rain so badly here on the west coast. California, Oregon, Washington, all of us, we really appreciate that rain. So we'll take it, even if I can't sew. All right, let's get back to the work at hand here. Start laying out, following my diagram, remembering these are like flying geese now in a chain block. So my dark points randomly coming down through here. 1, 2, let's use this one. All facing in the same direction. Trying to keep it a little bit more randomized by not having the same pieces in the same exact spots there. Then let's have our two favorites hit the middle, so where our eye is drawn. And then we'll have one of these next. And again, just triangles pushing that color in there. Oh, looks like we forgot a dog ear or two on that one. Okay. And then it should be real simple. And today, yes, we could have really utilized these cubes diagram versus the way I've been teaching you all in series 2, where we go across the table this way. But still, this gives me the opportunity to make sure that even my half square triangles stay randomized as we go. I'll be dropping a full 2.5 inch square in each of these positions. And I think this is actually going to make a nice kind of quiet block, neutral block, that will be another kind of blender like last week, but in more the quiet zone. I love the fact that every time I think I know what's about to happen in this project, it changes. I'm questioning if this is too much of this mustard groundworks in the background, but I really obviously can't count, got a couple extras, but I think that was the plan, and I think I'm going to want to utilize that. I think that's going to help, and sure looks nice on camera. So let's just keep moving forward. As I said, iron is hot, and now I'm just going to work row by row across your sewing the squares on. So I'm going to lock in a 1/4 inch edge guide as I just continue to stitch these all. And again, today's sewing will be very easy because the background fabrics all being of the same. I'm not too concerned about orientation or rotation other than just the half square triangles themselves. Then once all of the blocks are stitched together, the little units are stitched together into the rows, now we're going to press. Oh, I forgot to get it hot again, didn't I? Oh well, we're going to press to nest or press for success here. So each row going in opposite directions on my seams. And I like to press from the top side here. So I'm just kind of holding up the fabric as I go, or the row as I go, and then back in place. Now, as I pick this one up, I'm actually going to rotate it, spin it, so that my iron process stays the same. I just redirect my row. And I've done 35 for this background quilt blocks and developed kind of my technique now over the weeks. So it's been pretty cool. I kind of count from the bottom up. So my odd number rows are ironed, what I'm calling natural or organic, regular. And then my even numbered rows are the spun rows, which you would think, the way my brain works, is the odd rows would be the spun rows because that's odd to begin with, but it makes sense and that's just how we're doing it. So do it as you like. Just remember good old Uncle Ford, and we're just going to stay consistent, and we're going to try to do as much the same at all once, meaning the chain piecing or the same cutting of all the units. It helps us stay focused. Those of you who are, I think, maybe escaping busy brains by making quilts, I have found that works out really nicely. Rotate that last one, of course. And then we're just going to use our 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're going to join these rows as we go. Checking for orientation, lining up now those nested seams. Now I'm just using my fingers to kind of make sure that those seams that we just pressed to nest are aligning. I say that and I get this messy one on camera. Don't you love it? But you can just use your finger, like I said, to flatten it out. However, I do find it is really helpful to iron as I go. And I'm going to build here. I can see that those half square triangles are my outer row. So I'm going to start pressing into the work as I go. Lay down here, make sure that my lights and my mediums are working still accordingly. Well, folks, I should just say let's go with our gut. I'm really liking the way this block has turned out. It's definitely going to read as a neutral in and amongst our sea of big, bold, bright colors, which is going to be great. And as I continue to trust the Lord on this wonderful new adventure of independence, which I am truly loving, I think going with my gut is really important. I think that's one of the things I'm looking most forward to in trying to be strong and courageous, is not rushing my road trip coming up to Oregon. Again, as you're watching this, I am probably driving somewhere, hopefully in not a terrible weather storm. Maybe I've pulled over and I'm able to chat with all of you. That's my goal here. So if you're watching on the premiere, Friday afternoons, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern time, make sure you key in and let us know who you are, where you're coming from. Let us know where you're at in the Scrap Masters. And also, if you have a quilt guild, a quilt shop, an event you would like me to attend, drop me an email, rob@robappell.com, and I will see if we can fit it onto the calendar. Quite busy right now, but like I said, I love being out there in public, hugging on all of you in the quilting community. Join us on the Facebook group, and we will see you next Friday with another wonderful edition, week 21 next week of Scrap Masters. Until I see you, folks, thanks for being here. And again, always stay well.